Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. All right, hi everybody. Today we're going to read a story called When the Beat Was Born. DJ Kool Herc and the Creation of Hip Hop. Check him out. He's got his headphones on. I got my headphones on. He's spinning a record there. If you guys don't know what a record is, I'm going to show you an example. I have one of mine right here. This is how we used to listen to music a long time ago. Well, people still listen to music on these. If anyone has ever seen one of these, this is called a vinyl record. Vinyl record. You put this on a record player. It spins around and you put the needle on it and you can hear music. And so DJs, a lot of people that would spin these records were called DJs. They would take these records and play parties. And there's a style of music that was born out of DJs using records. And the style of music that was born was hip hop. Lots of beats and rhymes and great music came out of it. So let's learn about this DJ named Kool Herc. When the Beat Was Born. DJ Kool Herc and the Creation of Hip Hop. All right, here's the first page. There he is, Clive. He loved music. This kind of looks like my living room used to look a long time ago. We had records, a record player. All right, let's get into it. Clive loved music. It didn't matter what kind, whether it was the wah-wah scat of a jiving trumpet, a sorrowful twang of a sad voice, or the belting boom of a gospel singer. Little Clive loved the way sound thumped and bumped all the way down in his stomach, and he loved the way music made his feet go hip, hip, hop, hippity hop. Little Clive lived in Kingston, Jamaica. His hero was a DJ named King George who threw the biggest and baddest house parties in the neighborhood of Somerset Lane. On Saturday nights, everybody who was anybody made their way to Somerset Lane for King George's hot dance parties. There's King George, and there's little Clive looking over the fence at him. Little Clive was too young to go to the parties, so he went to the house when King George and his friends were setting up during the day. They'd arrive pushing big old hand carts stacked with crates of records. Look at the records back there. Clive had never seen so many records. I know at my house, we have a big collection of records. How about you? Clive imagined himself as a DJ, surrounded by all those records, choosing just the right song to get the party jamming. He saw himself toasting like a DJ, talking and singing over the instrumental B-sides of the records. The B-side of a record is basically the back side of the record usually has the instrumental, usually just has the parts of the song with just the music, maybe no singing. And so a lot of times singers and rappers would sing over that part and make up their own rhymes and freestyle and whatnot. So he would imagine himself doing that. So Clive, he dreamed of everyone's feet going hip, hip, hop, hippity hop. Little Clive really wanted to be a DJ. And you got to zoom in on this picture here so you can see this is kind of what he's dreaming about. He's dreaming of being up there, up on that stage on the DJ booth, putting those records on and making people just feel great, dancing and having a party, jamming together, listening, enjoying the music. When little Clive was 13, he joined his mama in New York City. Clive wasn't sure he liked his new neighborhood in the Bronx. It was cold. He had to wear a silly winter hat with ear flaps, and everybody made fun of him. See, where he's from in Jamaica, it's an island. It's really warm, really hot, and so he moved to a new place, and he had to wear all of these different kind of clothes. It's a different place, different weather. It's very different for him. But Clive, he did find one thing besides music that made him feel like he belonged. Sports. He ran track and lifted weights. He played basketball at the neighborhood playground. And soon, little Clive was no longer little. He had grown to 6 foot 5 inches tall. That's really tall. He called himself Cool as Clyde, after his favorite basketball player, Walt Clyde Frazier. But the kids on the basketball court took one look at his size and called him Hercules. Clive cut the name short to Herc and then added cool to make it just right. Kool Herc. The best part of being big was that he could go with his mama to the neighborhood house parties, where he listened to the hottest tunes and danced like crazy. Clive loved these parties. They were just like the ones he stood outside of in Somerset Lane. Pretty cool. One day, Kool Herc's father bought a monster sound system. Whoa, look at how big these speakers are. Bigger than him. The sound system had giant 6-foot speakers. But when he hooked up the system, instead of a really big sound coming from the speakers, a little mumbling sound trickled out. Kool Herc spent days switching wires and plugging things into other things until one day the sound was big, not just like Kool Herc big, but big like an entire block in the Bronx. That's really big. These speakers are so loud, they could power a whole neighborhood, and the whole neighborhood could hear the music. And look, there's the record on the floor, and it's spinning right there on the record player. Kool Herc and his little sister Cindy rented the rec room in their housing project on Sedgwick Avenue. They hand-wrote invitations telling everybody when and where to get their groove on. They posted cards around the neighborhood. They set up their father's sound system. On the night of the party, everybody who was anybody made their way to Sedgwick Avenue for Kool Herc's hot dance party. There he is getting ready. He's got his headphones on. That's when Kool Herc became DJ Kool Herc. DJ Kool Herc noticed that dancers danced crazy hard during the breaks in the song when the lyrics ended and the music bumped and thumped. Herc knew that's what the dancers wanted, so he plugged in 2 turntables instead of 1. He put the same record on both turntables. He set it up so that when one record ended its break, he could flip over to the other turntable and play it again. Doing this over and over, he made a 10-second break last for 10, 15, even 20 minutes or more. Herc remembered the way DJs in Jamaica would chant and toast over the music. He started calling out the names of his friends during the breaks. There goes my mellow Coco Rock in the house. There goes my mellow Clark Kent in the house. There goes my mellow Timmy Tim in the house. There goes my mellow Bambada. And everybody loved hearing his or her name called out over the music. He would compliment people on their dance moves. He'd talk about the music and send shout outs. He'd make up little raps and like jump rope the rhymes he heard on the playground, or he would call, "Hey, Mike on the lights, make like a strobe." And Mike would flip the switch on and off. Got his microphone there. He's talking to the people. Over the next year, Herc took his parties to the streets of the Bronx. He plugged his sound system into the lampposts. Check that out. They pulled in so much power that the street lights dimmed to the perfect lighting for a street party. Kool Herc's music made everybody happy. Even people wanted to dance and not fight. There were certain gangs like the Savage Skulls, the Glory Stompers, the Blue Diamonds, and the Black Cats, and the Black Spades. They turned into breakdancing crews who performed some of the slickest moves. There they are, breakdancing, all listening to the DJ. Herc called the coolest dancers breakdancers, or b-boys, because they loved to dance the breaks. When Herc would find a really good break in the song, he'd shout out, "B-boys, go down!" Then the breakdancers would cut and jump their gymnastics. Hey, check this out. The top rock, the down rock, the windmill, the one-handed handstand freeze, the turtle. Pretty cool, right? Herc gathered a crew of friends to rap behind his DJing. He invited Kool Herc, a Jamaican friend, to rap. He called him his master of ceremonies, or an MC. And Kool Herc knew all about toasting like Jamaican DJs. He was the first of Herc's crew of MCs called the Herculoids. So toasting meant talking and singing over the music. Herc would introduce them with a rap like, "You rock and you don't stop. And this is the sounds of DJ Kool Herc. And the sound system you're listening to is what we call the Herculoids." And there they are, singing and rapping over the music. Soon, kids from all over New York City came to see DJ Kool Herc, who threw the biggest and baddest parties on Sedgwick Avenue. Africa Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash, Jazzy Jeff, and dozens of others all wanted to be DJs, just like Kool Herc. Everyone standing in line to go listen. And here's another little rap. There's no story that can't be told. There's no horse that can't be rode. And no bull can't be stopped. And ain't no disco we can't rock. Herc, who's the man with the master plan from the land of Gracie Grace? Herc, who's the man with the master plan? Hey. Pretty cool. Oh, look, there he is. All grown up. Herc didn't just rock the block. He put the hip hop, hippity hop into the world's heartbeat. So he is one of the pioneers of hip-hop music with the style that he created using records and turntables to make the parties move, to make the parties jump, to make the people dance and rock. All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. This was super fun. Hope you enjoyed this book, When the Beat Was Born, DJ Kool Herc and the Creation of Hip-Hop. All right, bye.
One night, I'm waiting for the record to play out. I said, I wonder if I play that to myself. I said, if they're waiting for this particular break and I have a couple more records got the same breakup in it, I wonder how would it be if I put them all together. And I told them, I said, I'm going to try something tonight. I'm going to call it a merry-go-round.
Herc's merry-go-round meant that instead of playing whole records, he would play just the instrumental breaks, mixing between them to create a continuous dance rhythm.
I started out with lean down, dance around, clap your hand, stomp your feet. That part right there, when the break, boom, I had to come in with bongo rock. still no vocals in it. And I would go into Baby Yui, the Mexican. And it was like, whoa, I think we got some hit, 'cause people was like, oh, whoa. Everybody was like, yeah, I'm feeling this. Oh, yeah,